Lusaka's central business district lies another landmark, where history stands still and the spirit of the liberation struggle lives on. Luxon visited this site to learn more about the history and to speak with the custodian of the place. It officially opened its doors to the public on October 13th, 2017. This national monument is a sacred site of resilience, a place where noise gives way to quiet remembrance. Born from a chapter when Oliver Tambo found refuge in the Zambian soil, today it stands as a beacon of hope, not just for South Africans, but as a symbol of solidarity between two nations. This is the Oliver Tambo National Monument. For years, a committed team of custodians has been preserving this house. It stands not just as a museum in the capital, but as a living symbol of a once united Africa, and as proof of the delicate bond between Zambia's hospitality and South Africa's fight for freedom. For James, the Oliver Tambo House is more than just a house, as many perceive.
My name is Zambia James. I'm based here at Oliver Tambo Heritage House. Actually, enjoy talking about Oliver Tambo. This was a man that people may mistake him to say he ran away from being in prison. So Tambo was ready to be taken to prison as well, like any other. He never ran away from any prison. This is a man that was ready to die for his people, the people of South Africa. But he understood to say the mission, the liberation, the movement must continue, home or away from home. So Tambo left South Africa to continue speaking for his people. This is why at times people don't understand that here in Lusaka, Mr. Oliver Tambo had all his people across Africa, in almost each and every country. So those people would coordinate with Mr. Oliver Tambo in those countries. Even as he visits, maybe he goes to India, there were people there. He goes to Angola, he had his people there. He goes to Zimbabwe, he had his people there. He goes to Mozambique. There are some that were here on underground cover as MK soldiers. Some of them were soldiers being trained, most of them in Mgorogoro camp in Tanzania. So they would train the soldiers from there. And those MK soldiers, some of them, they may not be mentioned, but they were undercover ANC members. So Tambo operated just like a full cabinet, or rather full government in exile. Mr. Mbeki was also in Lusaka during that time. Mr. Tambo Mbeki, of course, he was a minister of Foreign Affairs under Mr. Oliver Tambo.
Whilst in exile.
It was him that was organizing Mr. Tambo's trips from Zambia to other countries. And it was Mr. Mbeki that was also in charge of information at Radio Freedom radio station that they had here in Lusaka. When they banned the ANC, the Radio Freedom was also banned in South Africa. Oliver Tambo and his friends, they opened that radio station here in Lusaka, Zambia. And of course, the government of Zambia gave the ANC Radio Freedom airtime at our own ZNBC Radio 3 studios. So they would broadcast. Tambo would give a speech annually on that radio station. And whoever was found listening to that radio station, they would arrest that person, send to prison at least for 5 years. So to me, I would say Tambo lived many years of his political life in Zambia, and actually in this house. To the people of South Africa, this house should be very, very important as well in the history of the ANC, because this is where the longest serving ANC president lived in.
But who is Oliver Tambo?
He was born in South Africa in a village called Kantoro village in the Eastern Cape. His father had 4 wives. Mr. Oliver Tambo was born from the third wife of Mr. Mzimen Tambo, Madam Julia Tambo. And of course, Tambo started school at an Anglican primary school in the Eastern Cape in South Africa. From there, he went to St. Peter's Secondary School in Johannesburg. And Tambo wanted to do medicine in his life during that time, but of course, no black person was allowed to do medicine in South Africa at that time. So Tambo went for Tenny College, where he did a bachelor's degree in mathematics and science. From there, Mr. Tambo enrolled into another diploma course at the same institution called Methodology of Education. Mr. Tambo, of course, was a student leader at that institution, Botanic College. And of course, Tambo organized a student strike. The students, of course, were protesting against unfair treatment of a black student. And when that happened, Tambo was accused of involving himself into politics and was expelled from that college together with other 45 students. And when that happened, Tambo went to his former secondary school and began to teach mathematics and science, or mathematics and physics. And of course, from there, Tambo in 1944, they formed the ANC Youth League. Tambo joined politics full-time. And of course, when the ANC Youth League was formed, Mr. Oliver Tambo was elected the first National Youth Secretary. Tambo from there became the member of the Central Committee in 1948. And of course, in 1954, the Secretary General of the party, Mr. Ota Sisulu, was arrested, and Mr. Oliver Tambo became the Secretary General of the ANC. And of course, in 1958, the president of the ANC at that time, Mr. Albert Lutuli, was banned from all political activities in South Africa. So the party formed a new position in the party called the Deputy Presidents that was given to Mr. Oliver Tambo, so that Mr. Tambo may continue the functions of the president that has been sidelined from all political activities in South Africa. In 1959, Mr. Oliver Tambo was also arrested in South Africa and was charged with treason. Luckily, the same year, all his charges were dropped. At that time, Mr. Tambo was a full-time trained lawyer as well. Together with other lawyers in the ANC, they fought his case, and his case was dropped. So, of course, in 1960, there was a countrywide protest in South Africa. And of course, the government of South Africa at that time declared a state of national emergency. And they suspected the ANC to be behind the protest in South Africa. And of course, the ANC as a political party was banned in 1960. And of course, many of its leaders were arrested. Mr. Oliver Tambo was also on the list to be rearrested, of course, in 1960. But of course, the president of the ANC at that time, Mr. Albert Lutuli, advised Mr. Oliver Tambo to leave South Africa so that he may go out there in exile and continue speaking for the people of South Africa. So Tambo in 1960 went to Tanganyika, and of course, a country now called Tanzania. So Tambo spent 8 years in Tanzania during his exile life. So Mr. Oliver Tambo came to Zambia, of course, in 1968. Tambo became the president of the ANC in 1967 after the death of Mr. Albert Lutuli. Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, our first Republican president of Zambia, organized this house for Mr. Oliver Tambo as a safe house. So Tambo was in this house, of course, with only his soldiers. This house was actually a very top secret house at that time. And of course, Dr. Kenneth Kaunda named this house as a PD house. So the house was called the PD house during that time. Mr. PD is a Zambian. So many people out there only felt that the Zambian sitting in that house by the name of Mr. PD. But of course, it was Oliver Tambo in this house. And Tambo here had about 10 trained Umkhonto we soldiers. Kaunda allowed the soldiers of Mr. Tambo to have all the weapons, all the guns in this house to protect Mr. Oliver Tambo. So when Tambo was in the south, of course, the ANC headquarters, of course, shifted from Tanzania to Zambia. So the ANC headquarters was actually here in Zambia, the same party that was actually banned in South Africa. But Tambo did not allow the ANC to die as a political party. Mr. Oliver Tambo did not allow the liberation movement to die when they banned the ANC in South Africa. So he continued fighting and speaking for his people from Zambia. So he spent 22 years of his 30 years in exile here in Lusaka, Zambia.
During apartheid, South Africa attacked Lusaka. Their goal was pressure to force Zambia to hand over ANC leaders. But President Kenneth Kaunda refused. He brought Mr. Oliver Tambo to the State House. Here, he found refuge.